King, and we are starting a new game. It's called Lake of Voices, and since it's Monday, you know what time it is. It is time for a reading game. So, I don't know anything about it. I just know it's called Lake of Voices, and I like the colors and yeah, the colors and the drawing, art. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, sometimes words are hard. Okay, at least I'm good at reading that. Let's get started, guys. Yes. Alright, choices. You'll need to make various decisions throughout the Lake of Voices. Ooh, I like these kind. Here are a few details to keep in mind. Certain choices are timed. Time running out isn't something to completely avoid. In some cases, not getting involved can open new possibilities. Ooh, I love these kind of games. Other choices aren't timed. These options only determine whether Kika, and I apologize if I say that wrong, but that is how I'm going to pronounce it, has any special affection for another character or not. If you survive until the second night, the story will branch into one of 5 different plot lines based on your earlier decisions. The other characters cannot manage all situations in the various plot lines. Regardless of what you do, if a character isn't making it, try getting that plot with a different set of survivors, or having the same group of characters venture through some other storyline. Becoming closer to someone can add and or remove future choices, options, and change how some scenes play out. Your decision to build that connection may not go unnoticed by the other characters. Earning the full amount of affection with certain characters can require getting into specific plot lines. I'm so excited! Page up, key returns previous text, open full text history. Oh my god. My grip on my lantern tightens as the fog around us thickens. While the forests in this area are relatively safe compared to Sinloss, I can't help but feel my hair stand on end the further we get. My free hand fingers the hilt of my sword, something akin to a nervous reflex.
Have you seen it before?
Bamel? Have you seen... Oh, he said it. Bamel breaks the silence, either sensing my unease or assuaging his own. I hope it's the latter.
I haven't. I've had no reason to go near this cursed lake until now. What of you?
I speak. Bamel scratches his chin casually, as though I asked what his favorite food is.
I traveled a long way around it once before. Not so pleasant. Something about it just frays your nerves. Although, even being near it is enough.
So, I'm not the only one who feels it. A sense of relief hits me, but not enough to undo the buzzing of anxiety. The lake Sinloss. Most try their best to avoid it all their lives. The hundreds who die attempting to cross its unearthly black water, dragged to death by the creature lurking within, aren't a secret.
No wonder you were assigned this mission.
There are a few who've had first-hand experience with the place. Even if from a distance, he'll probably keep being picked whenever they need someone to cross for however long he's with us. Bamel shrugs, bringing my attention back to the dark path.
At least we're taking the bridge this time. It'll only take 2 days instead of double that, and the sooner this place is behind us, the better.
It would be preferable not to risk it. But time is of the essence. We don't really have a choice.
One of our allied villagers, Hemmer, is being harassed by brigadiers, a band of ruffians who don't have any guards to send as an assist only Bamel and myself. The least we can do is arrive before we are too late to be of any use. These kinds of squabbles happen often, but have to be put down, lest they turn into a blood grudge of all-out war. The last we heard, neither option was that.
I can also see why they chose you to come out here.
I glance at Bamel, an eyebrow raised. A slight smile plays across his
You're
lips.
always so calm and so serious. Nothing can get to you. You're the best choice they had.
A smile now tugs at my own lips. I would like to thank him, but that wouldn't be so calm and serious as he just described. And if that's how he sees me, I'd like to keep it that way. My lack of reaction only makes his smile grow, and he chuckles a bit before refocusing on the path. I do the same. It wouldn't be right to let my guard down in a place like this. Bamel appears to feel differently, however.
You know the town on the other side of the lake, though. It's not so similar to ours. If all goes well, perhaps we'll have enough time to enjoy the new area.
For the most part, I ignore him, nodding when applicable. Bamel is a talkative sort, and if chatting helps keep his worries down and his sword hand ready, I have no complaints. After a time, the thick fog surrounding us begins to clear. A slick wooden dock comes into view, and with it the sounds of water gently lapping at its sides. Bamel shifts beside me, stretching his lantern arm as far as it will go. He seems tense.
Someone's already here.
Ooh, look at her. A young woman stands by the dock, eyeing us warily. Does she intend to cross tonight? Evidently. She has the same question. As we step up next to her, it's clear she isn't simply passing by. She's waiting. The stranger nods curtly to
Margaret.
us. Well, she's already telling me.
Kika the Steadfast.
Who's talking?
Bamele.
I saw
Hello?
his name right. There's a stuffy silence. Margaret turns to gaze out across the lake, expression unclear. With not much to say, Bamel and I do the same. From here, the black surface of the lake looks disarmingly calm. Wind rushes across its surface, a sound like whispering. Though perhaps it actually is whispering. I concentrate trying to place the difference, searching for breaks in rhythm. After a few seconds, I feel foolish. It doesn't matter what the noise is, whether I hear them or not. We're not alone. The Nixie are out there. Nixie? I'm sure that's how it's said. A feeling that I can't quite shake tells me they've already noticed a little group of people on their shore. It feels hostile. My stomach sinks, and I instead address Bamel.
Where is the guide?
Unless he's on the center island, or on the complete other side, your guess is as good as mine. It's dark as pitch out there.
Panic rises inside me. Panic I try hard to
We
quell.
can't cross without him, and we need to get going soon.
You can't cross with him either.
The one behind us, Margaret, cuts in with something like a snort.
What?
I know the guide will be here tonight. I have already made arrangements with him to cross.
Don't be such a bitch, Margaret. Bamel and I share a look. The woman seems haughty and willing to put up a
I
fuss.
have his word he'll take me today. It would be wiser for the two of you to begin the trip around if you're really in such a hurry. Or you can make camp here and wait for him to make the trip back if you prefer.
I don't need to turn my attention to Bamel to know he's riled up. I step in before he can say something rash.
Even if that is so, my companion and I must begin the trip tonight.
Margaret is unimpressed and opens her mouth to argue
We'll
further.
wait for the guide to arrive before coming to a conclusion about any of this.
She clamps her mouth shut, then lets out a sigh.
You can do as you like.
With the matter tentatively settled, Bamel moves away. His finger begins to tap loudly against the top of his hilt. He shifts from one foot to another, then groans.
What's that bastard even up to?
He seems too calm to have a hothead. His voice. Sounds like a hothead. I almost visibly start, but manage to restrain myself. He probably doesn't know any better. I'm sure of that. It's not with
With a mouth like that, you shouldn't even have the right to ask the guide to take you across.
God, Margaret! Can you be less rude?
How ludicrous. He's faced far worse than a bit of foul language.
Yeah, I agree with Bamel on that one. Margaret, stop being a
Do you
bitch.
know anything that's happened with this lake?
No, that's why they're
I
approaching.
know
me.
enough.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Margaret. Margaret is clearly not convinced, but she shrugs and makes a show of turning her back to him. Don't worry, Bamel, you
The
get
guide's
her.
father is Garvin the Exemplar. Garvin never accepted the guide as his son, all the way up until he died in this lake. Your statement could be seen as tasteless.
No, Kika, freaking Bamel is putting Margaret in her place. Don't owe her. Bamel rubs the back of his neck. His face regretful. Don't be regretful, Bamel. Fight Margaret.
My
I don't like
apologies
her.
to the guide. I didn't mean it that way. I never knew about his... well, that.
Call him a bastard. It's fine. Ugh. People are so sensitive. A smile spreads across my face. At one, I quickly wipe away. He really did just misspeak. The silence slowly stretches between the three of us, growing more awkward with each passing second. Margaret seems irritated. That's because Margaret's a freaking bitch, and Bamel is abashed because you put him down in front of a woman who's being rude, and she's just trying to stand up for himself. You're quite informed, Margaret. I'm sure you are forgiven, Bamel. I don't care about
I
Margaret.
know you.
I know.
You are brash but not intentionally cruel. I'm sure all is well.
I'm glad I don't have to do the voices for everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I don't do good with the voices. Bamel smiles and claps me on the
You're a
back.
good woman, Kika. Smart, too. You've never been here, yet you knew more of the guy than I did.
She did her research, Bamel. Come on.
I know about Garvin, truthfully. Tales of his deeds were some of the only stories my parents ever told.
Is that so? You could tell me more about it sometime.
I pause, unsure how to respond to this type of
I would like that very much.
Yes.
He's blushing.
I wouldn't mind that. It must wait until after this trip, though.
Of course. We should drop this topic sooner rather than later, in any case.
We made Bamel we made Bamel blush, and we made him blush out of embarrassment and out of
I agree.
flirting. Like, what? We keep making him embarrassed. Stop it, Kika. Even if there's no harm meant, hearing someone mention Garvin is probably difficult for the guy, no matter what the circumstance. With the topic dropped, we each remain locked inside our own thoughts. Not another word passed between us. Good, because Margaret's a bitch. Eventually, a small light appears on the bridge ahead, gently swaying through the foggy air. It gets closer and closer until it becomes apparent it's a figure carrying a lantern. That must be the guide, although I can't shake the ghostly aura it gives off. The figure steps onto the shore, but we wait for him to approach us instead of going to meet him. None of us are sure how close to the waters we can get before it is no longer safe. Ooh, he pretty. Is that a he or a she? Yeah, it's a he. He's pretty. I like how he looks. I didn't want to assume. They're just pretty. We'll make sure. Call them by the right gender. Don't want to be rude. I am going to keep track of what I do so that when I play this again, Lake of Voices Untouched. Actions. Oh wait, I don't forget. Number 1. Talk to Margaret. Talk to Margaret. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. He stops in front of us and simply
Are you
stares.
the guide of Sinless?
The man nods. He has a sharp face and weary eyes. He's
Well, that's grand. We would like an escort across the lake.
Bamel motions to the two of us, and Margaret approaches, a strained smile on her
Hello, it's good to see you again. I'm ready to cross, as we've agreed upon.
Margaret. The guide turns to face her as well, face remaining unchanged. It must not be a lie. He would have had to say something otherwise. Surely does have preference to travel with him. That's a problem.
Is there a way we can all begin the trip tonight?
Yes, I will allow all 3 of you to go. But with that many, at least one will die before we reach the other side.
Ooh, I furrow my brow. It's a disturbing addendum, and one offered with little emotion attached. Bamel glares back, asking without question what we're supposed to do with such circumstances. Margaret's gonna die! If we all 3 go, and one's dying, I'm gonna let Margaret die. Okay? Just saying.
You should go around.
The sentence hangs in the air, the second half unspoken, if you want to live.
We don't have time for that. There are people counting on us for protection. Why does she need to go?
Oof, Mal. Mal, you tell her. She shouldn't go. She has no business going. He jerks a finger at Margaret, whose face contorts with anger. Yeah, Margaret, why can't you just go around? Huh?
I don't need to explain myself to you. My journey has already been put off once, and I was promised I could go today. I will be going under any circumstances.
Then you're gonna die. You die, Margaret. She meets Bamel's eyes with a gaze of steel. He starts to speak and she cuts in.
An extra day or 2 shouldn't be that much of a problem for you. Whoever you're meeting can surely wait such a tiny amount longer. Patience is a virtue, after all.
You know what? Patience is a virtue for
The
you,
night
Margaret.
is only so long, and if we're still on the bridges when the sun comes up, we'll all die as they sink back below the surface. If you don't decide soon, no one will be going.
The guide is just dispassionate, stoic. I would almost feel something's wrong with him if I didn't share the trait myself. He has to guide people over a death bridge. why wouldn't he be, like, calm? He's seen too many people die. It's not scary for him anymore. But Mal pulls me to the side, jaw clenched.
That woman isn't armed.
His voice is low. He darts a glance at
We can
Margaret.
easily get her to back off if we make this into an actual fight. After all, we have to go tonight, yes? If one of us really is to die, it'll be her. Would staying be a worse fate than her death?
The Mal, man. I'm with you 100%. I stare at the dog, refusing to meet Bamel's eyes and try to keep my voice as level as
We
possible.
don't know her situation. This isn't a decision we can make for her.
She's making it for herself,
What?
Kika. Bamel leans in closer, apparently having missed what I said. I remove the sympathy for her in my response. Then I
The guide
speak
won't
again.
accept something like that, I assume.
His face is grim.
Then what else do you have in mind?
First of all, you and I cannot split up. Either we both stay, or we both go.
Right. That's not a question.
I cross my arms, a hand on my chin. I have full confidence in my abilities and in Bamel's, but there's no reason not to believe the guide knows exactly what he's talking about. If we go, he might not be able to give up the group, or able to give the group the attention we each deserve. That would mean we truly would be putting Margaret's life at risk on top of our own. It's her choice. She's the one fighting to go. I believe
And I
we should
believe you.
go. I think so. Alright, 2. Say nothing. Yeah, I'm going to go back through this and I'm gonna see what happens, what all the choices are when I beat this game. Yeah, that's gonna happen. If you don't like it, that's okay. Bamel's reply is firm. My steadfastness seems almost weak in comparison to its certainty. He addresses the guide.
We shouldn't waste more time. Let's shove off.
Yes, Bamel, let's go. The guide slowly turns around without even a nod to show his agreement. Margaret stares at Bamel and me, something of a resolve in her gaze, then she follows after the guide. Yeah, at least she didn't insist we stay behind. Yeah, but she's making the choice. Why would we make the choice for her? It's her life. She can choose what she wants
We
to do.
should do what we can to protect her. It's our fault she's being put in even further danger.
No, it's not. She's making the choice.
Exactly my thoughts. We will take care of everything. Maybe I'm being naive, but I have no intentions of letting anyone fall victim to this lake tonight. Those monsters can starve.
I guess they're nice, so they feel the need to be responsible for other people. I smile at him for a change, and Bamel eagerly smiles back.
We're lucky to have each other in this, I think.
He turns to follow the others across. I will protect everyone on this trip. I will. We will make it through this. I'm gonna end this here. Yeah, before we cross the bridge, see if Margaret dies. I don't know. I might be a little too harsh for Margaret. I'm sorry if I shouted too much. But come on. Really? They're all like, ooh, well, we're ruining her life. We can't let her cross. Ooh. She wants to cross. She is determined to cross. Thus, it is her decision and her choice, and it is not you making the choice for her. Just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna end things here. If you really like this particular read game, I love it. I'm excited to read more. It was good so far. But yeah, if you think you know someone who'd be interested in this, go ahead and give it a share. If you want more, I plan on continuing on in this story. Of course, it'll be a random chance if when I continue this, but we'll see. And if you hated it, well, I don't know why you would hate it. So far, it's pretty interesting. But hey, you know, to each his own. Right, really, honestly. Alright, but yeah, anyway. Hopefully, I will see you guys next time. Bye.